Today I have 10 easy ways that you can create a more cohesive, intentional home. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Danielle. I love everything interior design, decorating, organizing, things like that. If that sounds of interest to you, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you. First things first. Before you start any design, styling of your home, you need to do a purge of your house. So I highly encourage that you go through every space in your home and just do a nice declutter. It's so much easier to start a design project when you have a clear, decluttered space. Also, in this process, you can make a little money if you are willing to part with nicer pieces of furniture that are no longer serving you. It's a really good way to make a little bit of money to put back into your home projects. Number 2, try to really figure out your design style. If you have a Pinterest board or house board, things where you draw your inspiration from, just kind of study those and see really what you're drawn to. Just scroll through and you'll quickly realize that you're drawn to certain wood tones or color palettes. Minimalist, if you're a maximalist, how are these spaces designed? You know, from the color palette to the feeling that you get from the space. And then we'll from there kind of curate your mood board of the space in the home that you want to create. Your home doesn't have to be super matchy-matchy, but you definitely want to have some cohesive elements throughout the entire home. So for example, my color palettes are creamy whites and blues and pinks, and I like just neutral wood tones. So throughout every space in my home, I have tied those little elements, whether it's through color or wood tone or textures, just so that every house has its own identity, but it still feels like it belongs in my home. Number 3, kind of piggybacking off number 2, try to pull cohesive elements. You want to stick with the same wood tones within reason. If you're more of a cool tone person, maybe kind of stick with more cool tone so you don't have, you know, oranges and reds in one room and then blues and greens in another. It's really distracting to the eye, and that will instantly make it feel less cohesive. Even down to trim detail and molding detail. If you like a more traditional style home, stick with a little bit more curved and ornate trim detailing versus, you know, straight clean lines that tend to look a little bit more modern and craftsman. Number 4, really ask yourself what each room's purpose is. So for example, an entryway. Yes, a beautiful console table and artwork and lighting would look fabulous. But if you have young children, you might need to create more of a landing zone where there's a bench with some hooks and little cubbies. Just kind of reassess your season of life and what you're using each space for currently. Having a beautiful home is way more than just having nice aesthetic decor and pretty pieces in your home. It's about creating a functional aesthetic that works with your everyday life. Tip number 5, creating a color palette. So like I said, for me, it's very pastel, blues, pinks, creamy whites. Again, reference to your Pinterest boards or Google images, whatever you use for inspiration, and really trying to figure out the colors that you're drawn to. It could even be white and you're more of a minimalist style, and then you're adding in your color with greenery, whether it's plants and flowers, things like that. But really just try to study those inspirational photos and try to narrow down your color palette from there. I personally recommend keeping your color palette, you know, 1 to 2 main colors, and then you can have a couple accent colors, whether it's like the whites and grays, the more neutral, kind of to tie everything together. You don't want any more than that, otherwise it tends to be really busy and it's really harsh for the eye to land. Highly recommend sticking with 1 or 2 main colors. Number 6, now that you have selected your color palette, you need to figure out a way to decorate creatively. You don't want to go from room to room and every room has the same throw pillows and the same rugs and the same blankets and same curtains, things like that. It's one thing if you paint your entire house one color on the walls and then you add your pops of color. That's a little different. You don't want it to feel like you're walking into Home Goods and every room is perfectly staged the exact same. Try to think of different textures that you can add, whether it's through pillows, rugs, curtains even, blankets, things like that, artwork, where you can add those little tiny pops of color in a different way, in a different texture through each space. It really ties things together and makes it feel intentional, and these subtle details truly make a big difference. Number 7, if you have a lot of wood tones throughout your house, try really hard to keep the wood tones in the same family. You don't want to have dark wood kitchen with light wood everywhere else in the home. Or if you have a lot of wood furniture, whether it's coffee tables or your dining room table, try to keep them somewhat in the same color tone. It's a lot more cohesive and it feels a lot more intentional. Again, everything doesn't have to be super matchy. If you are having varied styles, try to keep it from, 1 to 2 different tonalities, just so your eye's not startled at all the different contrasts in the space with the wood tones. Number 8, repeat featured patterns and textiles. So what I mean by this is if you are really drawn to that boucle, kind of creamy, soft textured chair, try to tie that in through some pillows or a blanket. Those textures throughout your home that are tied in really make it feel intentional and like it belongs in your space. It's such a little detail, but you'd be surprised how much our brains pick up on these little details. And these are the things that really make your house feel like it belongs together. And it's not just a hodgepodge project of different styles. And it makes it feel more intentional, not just like thrown together. Number 9, I do this in my own home specifically, and that is mixing old with new. So I'm not saying that you have to go out and antique everything, but a few antique pieces. It doesn't even have to be furniture. It could be some vases, some artwork. I wouldn't really recommend anything upholstered. I've tried this in the past. It's very stressful and it can be a lot of money. Stick to things that are, more hard surface. You'd be surprised how many beautiful pieces that you can find at thrift stores, antique stores, the Goodwill, Savers, anything like that. Don't underestimate secondhand pieces. In our home, I have an antique buffet in our dining room, and I absolutely love it. It not only serves as like a beautiful decor piece in our home, it also serves as functional organization for those everyday items that we reach for. In our bathrooms, I redid antique dressers to make them our bathroom vanities. It's kind of unique to our home, and again, it kind of brings in that old element. It's something different. Not everybody has it in their home, and I just love that little detail that makes it ours. And number 10, bring the outdoors in, whether that's through flowers or plants. I've said this before on my channel, the power of plants is just amazing. Whether they're faux or real, I think real is better because it brings an actual energy into your home, and it's so fun taking care of plants. But even just having fake plants, if you don't have a green thumb, can really add some warm, grounding elements to our space. If you've ever walked into a well-curated hotel or someone's home that it's like, ooh, it just feels really nice in here and well-styled, but there's not a lot going on, it's probably the plants. So Home Goods, TJ Maxx, places like that have really good faux greenery. Otherwise, just shop your local greenhouse and start with easy, low-maintenance plant if you have never had a plant before. But I highly recommend bringing some greenery and natural elements into your home. All right, that's all I had for you today. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope you found some value in today's video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.